Hey everybody, it's Darryl Stevens with Florida Advantage Realty Group, and I have a Hope to Home podcast for you. It's going to be quite moving as I'm meeting with my favorite mover, Austin Hendricks. Let's get into it. Hey buddy, how are you?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Good. I'm here with Austin Hendricks, Florida Moving Pros. I'm excited to have you. Today's going to be moving. Don't you think?
All we do is move, man.
It's going to be a moving conversation.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about personal stuff too, so if that's good with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Well, that's my hope is by the end of this that we can know who is Austin Hendricks and, why do you care about this community? Those sort of things. I'm just looking forward to getting into that kind of stuff today.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I love Ocala. I love Marion County.
Yeah.
And just really glad to be here talking with you. You've been a mentor for me for a couple of years, and what you do with the painting company and what you do with real estate is it's awesome. So glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Very good. Well, I thought that we could kind of get a little bit of fun for your introduction rather than just a plain old let's read some stuff on a piece of paper. What I'd like you to do, I told you to prepare like 3 truths and a lie.
All right.
So that way we know some notable things about you, but then I have to try to guess which one is not absolutely true.
All right. So it's not going to be reading off a piece of paper, but it is going to be reading off my phone.
I told you to be prepared.
I'll start now. I've taken business calls while taking care of my kids. I've gone from networking meetings straight into a job without stopping. I've moved a full day and still gone to the gym after. And I've never had a move go over the estimate.
Man. I want to say, I feel like all those are true. But maybe the phone call with the kids.
Oh, I always do that.
Okay.
I always do. That's a true one for sure.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So you're gonna have to tell me because
it's very hard. I've never had a move go over the estimate is a lie for sure.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to pick it, but at the same time, it sounded so good.
I was confident.
Yeah.
Never.
I was like, it can't be that one because he delivered that.
No, I mean it's so especially with that one. Let me explain it a little bit. I quote as well as I can, but when the customer tells me that they're going to do something when I come and do the estimate, and then the guys get to their house on moving day and that still hasn't been done, things just get added on.
Change.
Things change, and we prorate every 15 minutes after the first 2 hour minimum, and then they only pay for the time that we're there, so it could come under the estimate, but I would say it most of the time goes over because people say they're going to do something. Yeah. They're like, oh, we're going to be so prepared. And then they're not. And we show up and it's like, all right.
Cool. Well, that makes a ton of sense, but I call that a change order.
Yeah.
Things aren't the way I estimated them.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
When they call me, I say that. I'm like, well, you said you were going to do this and you didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Real good. Well, tell me, where are you from? I mean, I know you a little bit, but I'm just going to pretend like I don't know you at all.
Okay.
So tell me where you're from.
So I'm from Williamsburg, Virginia originally.
Okay.
And I moved down here 12 years ago. I moved in with my mom. Did not know what I was going to do at all. I was not in the best headspace when I was in Virginia, and my mom moved down here with her husband. He was a rocket science professor at UF.
Oh wow!
Not related to me. I wish I had those genes.
But
I moved down here with her. I started working at a pool company. Hated it. Ended up joining a CrossFit gym. Met the boss of the old company I used to work for, and he was like, "Hey man, I'll pay you more and give you less hours too." And I was like, "That's a no-brainer for me." So joined them, and wasn't still like, "Oh, I'm gonna own a moving company one day." I was like, "This is just a job to pay my bills and to get me out of my mom's house," and it did that. And I loved the house that I was in. It was this real rainforesty vibe in Gainesville, and loved it. And from there, I joined welding school and at Santa Fe in Gainesville. Went through the whole program, got my certifications, and then from there I went to a fab shop, joined the fab shop, loved it, kinda. And then I went to an ironworking company, and we were building staircases in Tampa, and I was traveling, and I ended up getting paired up with some like really like just terrible guys. And I really think it was like God's plan. It was like, you know, you came a far way, but you went the wrong way. And so he kind of shut that door on me and kind of brought me back to the moving company that I was working at. And then from there, they put me into a sales position, and that's where I met you and B&I.
Yep.
And then I realized that I could do it on my own. I pitched the assisted living facilities to the company I was working for. They didn't see the same vision. They didn't see the value in it. And here I am 3 years later. I built a company that's doing pretty well off of that.
I agree.
Yeah. So
That's real good.
They missed an opportunity, but I gained an opportunity.
Sure.
So it worked out great for everybody. And, you know, I'm on good terms with everybody on their side. And, you know, here we are, me and my friends have made it this far, and we're hiring. We got like 9 employees, and my wife's a part of the business, and it's a great time, man.
That's
I love
good.
it.
Real good. Well, man, you took us through like
12 years,
like a lot of time. Like,
yeah.
So let's move on back. Like, tell me about, like, how would you describe your childhood home? Was it good? Was it rough?
Yeah. It was great. My parents were together until I was about sophomore in high school. We lived in a suburb neighborhood, really nice house, great neighbors, stuff like that. I worked at like Quiznos and like just like some restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And ended up, after high school, I ended up working at this rug company. It was Shia Oriental Rugs. And that's where my like first moving journey started, because we had to move people's furniture off of the rug to get the rug out. And then when we came back, we had to move it all back to put it, you know. And that's kind of where it started. And what's so funny about it, I tell this story pretty often, is I was on a delivery for a rug one day, and we saw a moving company out at this house. And I was like, man, I would never do that. That looks like the worst job ever.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously here I am now. And but in Virginia, the houses are just laid out different, more steep driveways, big hills, big stairs, stuff like that. Luckily here in North Central Florida, like most houses are on slabs. And it's like easy entry, easy exit. You know, we get the occasional stairs in downtown Ocala, which is, you know, fine. But the guys could use the cardio.
That's right. Pivot.
Pivot. Yeah, it's so funny. I think about that so often. Like we pulled up on a moving truck when I was doing the delivery, and I saw the guys just hiking it up this driveway, and I looked at my buddy and I was like, dude, that's got to be the worst job ever. And here I am, and I love it, dude. I really do. I actually enjoy moving, and the junk removals that we do, and like the assisted living facilities, helping out the seniors that, you know, just can't trust a company sometimes. And like, that's like the biggest thing is like with moving is like such a bad reputation. You know, it's like up there with like roofing. It's like everybody thinks you're a scam artist, you're a moving broker, stuff like that. So to bring the honesty, the integrity, and the compassion with these seniors going into these homes or moving out of a house that they've been in for 30 plus years. I mean, it's really good on my heart, man. I really enjoy it. And the moving aspect of it, I love putting a work shirt on and getting to work with the guys and hiking boxes in the truck and doing what we got to do. And so it's funny to look back on that conversation that I had with my buddy and be like, wow, here I am. Like it's crazy.
I can think about plenty of moves that I've helped with, and I didn't get paid for any of them. So
Beer and pizza though, right?
Yeah, I think next time I need to borrow one of your shirts and get an invoice from you.
Absolutely.
Well, you've established yourself in the area. You bought a home recently?
Not recent, like 3 years ago.
3 years
in Gainesville.
ago, yeah. So that was your first home? Yeah. So tell me about that. What was that like?
Boy, I regret it. It was not the hope to home scenario. I can tell you that.
Okay.
It was right after COVID. The market was high in Gainesville. The interest rates were decently high, lower than they are right now, but still decently high. And we were pregnant. So we were like in dire need of a house, it felt like. And my wife didn't want to rent. She wanted to own a home. And the whole thought process behind it was, let's not have a yard because I'm starting a business. We're having a baby. Like, I'm not going to have time for yard work and stuff. And now here I am, and I wish I had a yard to cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something to do like out in the yard with the kids.
Right.
And you just don't really realize that before you have kids. You're like, oh, it's a baby. We'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
But as soon as she turned 1 and was able to walk, she's like outside.
Yeah.
So
let me run. Yeah.
I love the neighborhood. I love my neighbors and stuff like that. It's just like I wish I had a yard.
Sure. Yep. Got it.
But it's a small 2-bedroom in Gainesville, and really great location based off of because I travel down here every single day for work. So I'm right next to the interstate. I can just hop right on, travel down here 40 minutes, exit to exit, and my warehouse down here in Ocala is right off the interstate too. So it's a short drive. I kind of take some calls, answer some emails, even though I'm not supposed to, but I do it.
Yeah.
And I get some content thought creation and stuff through it as well. So it's been good.
It's good. Sounds like you need to get one of them self-driving cars.
Yeah, I need one of them Teslas.
Yeah. I rode in it yesterday. I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm old school, I drive everywhere, but
Yeah.
that was cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, I've not driven. I've ridden in an Uber that's a Tesla, and they got the fireplace going on the big screen.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like that was kind of what made you buy at that time rather than just continuing to rent somewhere.
It was the pressure, man.
Yeah.
It was the pressure. Yeah. It was like with COVID just ending, we were like, what are we going to do? Like markets were going high, interest rates were raising. If we didn't pull trigger on this house, the interest rate was going to be a 6 compared to 5.6. And we were just like, we felt super pressured. And looking back on it now, I wish I would have just rented and taken it slow and waited. But even 3 years later, the interest rates are still super high and no one really wants to buy right now. I mean, there are people that are still buying, real estate's still moving, but small single family homes are tough, man. They're tough. I mean, mortgages are like $2,000. I mean, it's just crazy. It seems like so.
Yeah. Tough world, but at the same time, people always need to move, and that's what you experienced
for sure.
And you notice how it wasn't logical. It wasn't like super financial. It was just literally like we need to do this.
We need to do this. Yeah.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you just got to help make the best of the situation when that happens. Yeah, so that's good. Well, how would you describe like your home, not just like the house itself, but like how would you describe your home?
Like my family?
Tell me about your family and the way.
So
how's your house?
I've got 2 daughters, Carmen and Clark, and my wife Taylor. So I am singled out. Me and my dog Hogan are the only males in the house. Yep. So there are Barbies and kitchens and stuff everywhere, and I love it, man. I really do. I love the dynamic of our house. My wife is a stay-at-home wife. She has a cheer gym that she opened, Florida Team Cheer, and it's been great, man. It was kind of worrisome at first when she first started the cheer gym, just because like I wasn't sure like how it was all going to work, childcare, stuff like that. I was like a really firm believer of like, I don't want our kids to go to school until they're at least like 4. I want them to have the love of being at home, the love of mom and dad being at home and stuff like that. So we've been able to accomplish that in our journey. So that itself is like a box checked off for me. Like I'm really proud of myself. It's like probably one of the biggest things that I'm ever proud of myself. But like the dynamic of the house, man, it's awesome, dude. Like my wife is, like I said, stay-at-home wife. She stays home with the girls all day. Wednesday they go to Mimi's, and then my mom is Nona, and they'll go over there periodically. My mom is like not on a schedule, so whenever we need her, she's pretty much available.
Sure. I need to make a list of grandma names. There's so many, right?
There's so many.
Nona. We have a Tutu. We have a there's so many.
Nana, Granny, Grandma. The list goes on.
Yeah,
dude.
It's amazing. Yeah. Well, I can relate because I have 2 girls who are my olders. So for a while, I was like you, just me and the ladies. And it does give you some time to really kind of work on your masculinity, since you need a little extra dose of that. For sure. And it also calms us down because we need to be tender to our ladies.
Absolutely.
And that's cool to hear that your wife is staying home and taking care of the kiddos. I mean, I'm an advocate for homeschooling.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about it before.
People can do what they want, and I'm happy for them. But man, am I an advocate for that, because it's so great when a mom can bring their children up.
I agree.
You know, it's like, do you want your kids learning from other kids, or do you want them learning from adults? It's
right.
Like, let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And my wife, you know, she's the one that brought me to God and brought me back to God. And so I love her so much. I adore her and everything that she does, her values, like we align on everything. And so having the two girls and her raising them essentially while I'm working is like the literally the best case scenario.
Sure.
You know, I don't know what I would do without her. I don't know what I look at single parents sometimes and I'm just like, how do you guys do it? I mean, the resilience that comes with single parenting is just insane. The patience, the resilience, you know, all the words, man. Like it is hard. And I mean, it's hard together, you know? And so just the appreciation that I have for her and the love and respect I have for her is just undeniable.
It's good. It's good. Excellent. So, tell me about, like, so I know a little bit about your current home. Tell me about, like, your hope. Like, what?
That's what I'm talking
like
about.
your future home. What does it look like?
Man, 3 acres, an acre wooded, 4-bedroom house with like a bonus room, big 2-car garage, maybe a separate detached garage for like my workout gym, like home gym area. I mean, I could talk about this forever, dude.
Sure.
Big, nice yard, good grass in the front yard, woods in the back with like a small section, a couple of dogs, some chickens, you know, the works, man. Like that's, my buddy has a house in Virginia that is literally like my favorite place on earth. I like told him that when I was there last time. And I was like, if there was like, if somebody asked me the question of like, where is your favorite place to be?
Yeah.
It's his house.
That's cool.
It's amazing, man. It is like in the country of Virginia. Cornfields and bean fields surrounding him, small farms up the road. They trade eggs and honey and milk and cheese and like it's just like the coolest scenario. And for me and my wife, that's not our situation. That's probably will never be. But like, boy, do I love going home to Virginia and being around him and his family. And he's got 3 boys with his wife, and it's by far it's like what I have, like, it's like a piece of my dream that I just want to convert to like my own customization dream, you know? So, but yeah, man, that's, if I could get to the specifics, it'd be like a black and white house with like farm style barn dominium kind of thing. Like that would be like super ideal. Hope to home, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, I have it locked in on what I want. Okay. It's just out of my price range right now. Sure. It won't be for long though.
Yeah. Well, when you get there, I know a good mover you can call.
Yeah, solid one. For the free ski.
Yeah. I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll expect pizza.
I got a lot of hope for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds good. So let's kind of move outside of our individual home, and let's kind of talk about the community a little bit. Okay. You know, Ocala's been growing. It's crazy that for several years now, Ocala's been, you know, kind of in the top 10 or top 25 growing places in the country. Why do you think people want to live here in Ocala?
I ask myself that all the time.
Because you move people in all the time. Yeah. You know, why do you think they want to
honestly, dude, I think it's like the family atmosphere. It's like what I was talking about in Virginia. It's like that farm style living with the city attached to it. I think it's very capturing for a lot of people that aren't here, that like moving from South Florida to here, because that's where a lot of people are coming from, South Florida to here. Even like Michigan, Ohio, Virginia, stuff like that. We get a lot in North Carolina, South Carolina. I think it's just like the country living that people are like see, and then they see these like really elegant neighborhoods, like let's just Calessa. Like, you know, there's a skate park, there's parks, there's churches, there's schools, there's swimming, there's a Publix right up the road. I mean, there's literally everything in that neighborhood, and I think that is like really, it gets people hungry to move here, because not only is it that, but you got landscapes for days for horse farms and cow farms, and I think it's just like the mix of both worlds, and people are like really attracted to that.
Makes a lot of sense. I do find that a lot of my young families, they really are drawn to areas, like Calessa. I take them over there and, show them the amenities, and they've got the playgrounds and they're actually going to put stores in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So that you don't, you could just walk over there or golf cart or something.
Right. It's like I don't know if you're familiar with Hale Plantation in Gainesville, but it's very similar to that, but on like a 10 times scale.
Sure.
Because Calessa is new, Hale's super old, but they have like a Publix in there. They have a bunch of restaurants in the village. They have, in the public strip, they have Chinese restaurants, regular bar and table restaurants, fixture stores, massage, yoga, coffee shops. Like it's kind of all over the place. And I think that's what Calessa is turning into, but just like a new scale for younger families. Because Hale is kind of like older families and stuff. Like there's a lot of younger people in there, but it's an older neighborhood and the concept is there. And I think that they just took that with Calessa and just elevated it completely.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are doing it. I mean, the Village is a prime example, but
for
these
sure.
other areas are like
for sure. There's like little pockets here in Ocala compared
to
the Villages where it's like everywhere.
It's the whole thing,
right? It's the whole thing. There's stores and neighborhoods mixed all around in the Villages.
It's the whole thing. It's amazing. Real good. Well, is there anything that's like nostalgic about this area? Like, is there something that makes you think that's Ocala?
Downtown Ocala, for sure. Yeah. I love the historic district and the bars and all the restaurants downtown are just like super old buildings that have been renovated and like they just they have that like eclectic feel and like even some of the, like the real estate offices down there. I know Florida Advantage is down there too, and England Volkers is right there next to you guys too, and
we're down there.
They completely gutted those buildings and like they make them look like really cool, but keeping the brick accents and stuff like that. I love that kind of thing, dude. Like that's like my favorite thing, and that's what draws me here. That's what draws me to start the business here. I love the city. I wish I could convince my wife to move here, but both of our parents are in Gainesville, so I'll make the drive. It's fun.
Yeah, it's nice for the kids to be close to.
Micanopy's the
Mimi and
Nona.
Mimi and Nona.
Yeah, and they live in the same neighborhood in Hale.
Okay.
So it's like literally perfect. Like if one of them needs some relief or something like that, or they need to swap kids, or like when Taylor and I go out of town and they have both kids, they'll like swap kids during the day, and like Carmen will sleep at my mom's and Clark will be at Mimi's, and it's so beneficial, man. Like it's so nice being close to the in-laws and my parents, and it's amazing, man. It really is. So I understand why she doesn't want to move down here, but I just love this city so much, and I want to live here so bad, but it's just not the time. You know, it's not the right timing, and maybe one day I'll get down here, or Micanopy or McIntosh or Reddick or something like that.
That's right. That's good. It's interesting. I have a 9-year-old Nona. But it's not really Nona. It's Nora. But my 2-year-old doesn't say Nora. He says Nona. So that's funny.
Funny.
Nona. Yeah. So that's good. So yeah, you've shared a lot about Florida Moving Pros. Just kind of intermingled with some of these things we've already talked about. But if there could be like one thing you want people to know about Florida Moving Pros, what do you think that would be?
I would say it's the assisted living for sure. It's such an important part of who we are because that's how we started. The seniors, the 55 plus communities and stuff like that, like they're our target. There are people that we want to help them. In my opinion, they're overlooked in the moving industry just because they're sometimes not the easiest to deal with. They've got a ton of stuff. But for me, it's like I grew up with my grandparents really involved in my life, so I really loved my grandparents, and all of them are passed, but my Nana and my great grandma, she's 106. So they're the only two left that I have, grandparents wise, and I love seniors, man. I love the old folks. I love the stories. I love helping them, making them feel comfortable with the whole process, and so if there was one thing that I would want to like showcase in Florida Moving Pros, it's that how much we care about seniors and how much we take care of them and the compassion and the patience that we have during the whole process. Especially with the assisted livings, the Alzheimer's and the dementia epidemic that's hitting our country is like, they're calling it type 3 diabetes because that's what, Alzheimer's and dementia are really come from is like the sugar intake. It's messing with your brain. It's so and put things into perspective for me too. You know, I was 375 pounds at one point. So that kind of thing like really just like hits home for me, because like the last thing I'd want to do is like lose my mind. And that's like the strongest thing I got. So it's really beneficial to my heart to take care of these seniors, to help them get into these new homes or the assisted living facilities. And, you know, sometimes the expenses are like the biggest part of it. And, you know, we were explaining before the podcast, is like you only pay for the time that we're here, you know. We don't do flat rate. We do hourly, and we prorate every 15 minutes. So it's as fair as possible. You do as much as you can. I always say to my customers, the more you do, the more you save. And whatever estimate that I give you based off of what I've saw, you're not locked into that number.
Right.
You know, it's very, and I do flat rates for out of state. So I do need to correct myself with that, but out of states are going far, you know, 10 grand and above. I have to flat rate it.
Sure.
But like in-state stuff, like you do more, you save more. You know, like that's my motto, and I like to be able to give my customers the opportunity to save money where they can. So,
all right. So tell me, like, out of all these things that you've accomplished, I mean, you grew up, you became who you are today. You've got a family, you've got a business, you've got a home, you've got all these different things. What would you say is your most notable accomplishment?
I'm gonna take it back to what we were talking about with my wife, man. Being able to let my wife stay at home, like, it's by far my biggest accomplishment, because family is always first for me. And me being able to do that is like literally living my dream. Like I've always wanted to be able to do that. I've always like envisioned it. Even as a kid was like, I envisioned this. Like it's really crazy that it's happening, because like that has like always been my biggest dream. Besides that, it would be just, you know, doing this kind of stuff. Like I would just, you asked me 5 years ago, dude, if I would be doing this with you or with anybody, really, I'd be like, what? No way. You know, because like where I came from, like I told you, like I had a great childhood, but like I did a lot of bad stuff. And, you know, fights, alcohol, partying, drugs, stuff like that. Like to be where I'm at now and to have the level head and the accomplishments that I have in general, just in business, like literally blows my mind. You know, I put a video up yesterday of like the reflection of like where I was at. Like when I first started the company, like I would come home, on my way home, I'd grab like a couple deuces of beer, slug them on the way home, pull up in the house, throw them in the recycle bin. And like now, like the thought of that just makes me cringe, dude. I just can't even imagine doing something like that. And yesterday I pulled up to the house. What made me think of it is I had 2 empty Topo Chicos in a bottle or a bag of seeds. And I was like, wow, what growth, Austin.
Very good.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, okay, so let's we've talked about a lot of past, we've talked about a lot of now. Let's just spend just a few minutes on the future. What would be your biggest hope for this area, for the Ocala area, for the future?
I would say the keep blossoming. You know, I love the growth in this area. A lot of people, you see on Facebook, word of mouth, like, oh, the traffic, the buildings here, the buildings there. Like, if a city doesn't grow, it fails.
That's right.
You know, so it's like, why wouldn't you want it to grow? And in my opinion, it's like, this is like the new city of Florida. Like this city is going to blossom into something like Orlando, because the square footage of Marion County is the size of Rhode Island. So the expansion of the city can just be astronomical. So the growth of the city and the growth of Florida Moving Pros will grow together. And I'm ambassador with the CEP, the chamber here in town. And when I first got into it, I looked at my wife and I was like, a lot of moving companies, like when they first start out, they want to just dive into SEO. They want to dive into marketing. They want to dive into this and that. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to build really strong relationships. And that's what I'm really good at. And I read this book. It's called The Millionaire Master Plan. And it gives you your wealth profile. And my wealth profile is called Blaze. And pretty much the title of that profile is building relationships. And I read that after I had done all this. I read it like last year. And it's just insane how accurate it was after doing it all and then reading it, and was like, whoa, like I actually did this. Like it's correct. So the growth of the city, the growth of Florida Moving Pros at the same time, just leveling up as it happens, is like amazing.
Real good. What would you share with someone who's thinking of moving here? Like, what would you tell them? Like advice or just encouragement? What would you tell someone about that?
I would say advice moving here, don't expect to live near the beach. You know, like everybody from like out of state is like, oh, you live in Florida, you're close to the beach. Like, yeah, we're an hour and a half from the beach or whatever. But like, what people don't realize about North Florida that I found out when I moved here was it's really wooded. Lots of woods. And then in those woods are these springs. And those springs are amazing. Just insanely beautiful. When I first saw one, Jenny Springs in High Springs, like I was just baffled. I was like, this is a park?
Right.
We can swim here, like dive in the caves and like, so like advice wise, venture out. Don't just be looking for beaches. Like look for like real natural landscapes. Like here in Ocala, Silver Springs, like what a beautiful park.
Sure.
What an absolute beautiful park. You can't swim there, but you can kayak, you can paddleboard, you can take the glass boat tours. Like, and those glass bottom boat tours have been around forever. A long time. So the advice would be dive into the community, you know, because it's a special one.
Yeah, good. Have you been down in the cave at Jenny?
I have.
Yeah. I used to be able to hold my breath for a long time, and I could get down there.
Yeah, when I first tried it, I tried to swim down, and I couldn't do it, and then I went back enough where I could swim into the cave and then out the other side.
Okay. I got to the point where I got in, and I got to the rock that before the drop, and I would sit there and let my eyes adjust, and I could see down some, and then I'd have to get out because I was starting to run out. But it's a cool place.
It is.
All right, and one more question. What would you tell a young man or woman who's thinking of starting a business in this community? What advice would you give them?
Pull trigger, do it. You know, and the best advice that anybody has ever given me was join BNI and be a part of the community. And a lot of business owners, they don't see the value in it. And you know, you tell somebody about BNI, you and I are both in the same BNI, so we know our chapter is insanely strong. But like when you talk to other people that have never joined BNI or maybe visited a chapter or heard rumors, oh, it's so culty and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dude, the ROI on a BNI is insane for a service-based business. You know, for, you know, even any service-based all the way to like massage therapy, to real estate, to moving, electrician, construction, like
business to business,
just business to business. I mean, it is insane. And not only is the thank you for closed business the most beneficial, your ROI, but the relationships like the one that you and I have, or Pat or Dan, or all these people that have been in business for a long time. You can bounce ideas off them. You can see what they're doing with their employees, how their employees act towards them or react towards them. And I just think it's, if you've never started a business before, it is like business university on like a super slow scale.
Right.
And just being involved with all of those businesses in one room, and you have access to each and every one of them. And as a new person joining, everybody's hungry to meet you, and you should be hungry to meet everybody else and be doing your due diligence. And I think that is the best advice anybody's ever given me. And I never saw it until I actually joined a chapter, and I was like, that's what made me start my own company. Because I joined with the other company that I was with, and you know, I left on good terms, so they let me keep my seat with my business, which is also unheard of. And it's just like, wow, dude, like business university is literally like what it is for me. Like I've learned so much and have benefited from all of the knowledge from all the people that I just named, man. Like it is so important.
Agreed. Austin, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Great to have you.
Yes, sir.
Great to be here, I guess.
Great to be here with you, buddy.